live on YouTube yet again. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go over what I call a two-chart scalping system. It allows you to catch the market and get in and get out. This is not for putting on 50, 60 contracts on the market because you're gonna get slipped. This is not for getting in and holding it, thinking you're gonna get 100 points. It's not for that. This is literally for get in it. And so, full disclosure, it also depends on the time frame that you're using. We use volume charts, and I'm gonna show you this on a really fast volume chart. If you go up in time frames, it's going to be easier to get. If you go down in time frames, it's going to be a little harder to get. So it depends, and this trade can turn into a trend trade if the larger time frames coincide with what you're doing. So with that being said, no further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. This scalping system works, and it works very, 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 very well. I've been using it for years. And I say years, I mean probably longer than some of you been born. So that's how long it is. That's how long it is, because it's based on the psychology of the market. And if you trade this way, you'll see in a second how it can be very viable. I'm gonna go over some of the trades that I took today. This is one that I took, and show you what the short-term momentum on your chart to be lined up. So let me highlight what I'm talking about. You need short and long-term momentum to be in your favor. You need the moving averages to be in your favor. Those are trend line moving averages. And so you need that to be in your favor. The next thing, the only thing you're looking for once all of that is in your favor, right? The only thing you're then looking for is for now the market to give you some kind of pullback on this time frame, on the next time frame down. I am using a 900 and a 300. Okay, so on this time frame, when I get this set up here, I'm taking the trade. When I get what we call, I like to use terms that anybody can use without talking a bunch of technical jargon. So when I get the red bar break, I'm entering that trade. Okay, or if price closes below on a 3-bar reversal, I'm getting that trade. So that's one that worked well, right? Same thing up here. I can show it to you all day, right? This happens all the time. When I say all the time, I mean all the time. So right here at this point, you have a pullback. When I get a green bar and a green bar break, I'm entering the trade, and I'm gonna show you exactly where that setup lies so you can see it for yourself. And these trades here happen all day. Like, it's happening all the time. So you're not going to have a shortage of opportunities when you have everything, when you have both your short-term and long-term momentum lined up, and you have the moving averages crossed in a certain and up, and you get a pullback on the next smaller time frame, which is in this case the 300, and you get a green bar break, you're going to enter that trade. Simple as that, right? We'll look for the next one. I'm gonna keep looking for them until I'm gonna look for about, I'm gonna see how many we get before 12 o'clock. And I'm not cherry picking. I'm picking the ones that happened today. Give me 1 second. I don't know what that was. Oh, say low system memory. I see what happened. There we go. So now, all right, let's look for the next trade. Next trade happened right here. Right? Everything's, you can see it. Everything's green and green here. Let me highlight it, give you the rectangle. And then we gave you the trade right here. Nice trade. Right? Worked well. Right? So, and you see how everything's lined up here. Right? So you see how the lined up, pull back, take the trade. So that's 3. Let's go to the next one. I'm gonna take questions after I get through labeling all the ones that I see. All right, let's see. Let's see if this thing here gives us a trade. I don't know if it does or does not. I don't know if it does or does not. It does. Beautiful. Well, I'm that's borderline, so I'm not gonna call it. I would probably take that trade, but I'm not gonna call it because it's not the moving averages don't confirm it until after you had to get into that trade. So I won't call that trade. Right. So this is not one here, so we just keep moving. So far you've had 3, and it's 10 o'clock. Let's see if it gives you a stop out here. Nope, no stop outs there. So we're good to go. Nope, it's not crossed down. Nope, don't have anything there. Let's see if we get anything right. Nope, nope. So nothing's coinciding here. Nothing's coinciding. Yep. So nothing's working. All right. Let's see if we get something here. Beautiful. Right. Beautiful. Right. So now you have the next trade that happened was right here. Right. Right there. Everything's up. Then I confirm my trend with my bigger time frame with my on my smaller time frame with my bigger time frame. Everything's up right there. Gives you a pullback. Then it goes green bar break. And bam, it went from 68 to 82. I mean, I don't know if you'd got 82. I mean, I don't know if you'd got 14 points out of that trade, but that's where it went to. So I'll show it to you again here. Let me go to my tools. Rectangle. And I'm going to give you, again, an overview once we're done. It literally is a trend within a trend trade. We're just using 2 charts and not trying to go for the gusto, just trying to get in, get out of the trade before it has an opportunity to go against you. All right. So now, this right here is an interesting situation. Let's see if it gives us a trade. It does. And the reason why I say this was an interesting situation is this, young ladies and gentlemen. You technically have a trade right here. Right here. And it never stopped you out. It just didn't go anywhere. I mean, you got in and it basically just stayed at your price for a few minutes, about a minute and a half. So you just would have been in that trade for about a minute and a half. And I'll highlight it for you again. And I'll stop at 12 o'clock because you can see how you can be done by 12 o'clock with an exuberant amount of points if you're trading this and you just get in and getting out, right? Again, that's it right there. So it's 11:52. That was 0 trades, 0 losers on that. The next trade you would have gotten at 1 second window. Okay, there we go. This here's no, not going to tell you that. That's not for this class. Let's see right here. Let's see if we get anything. And I said I was going to stop at 12 o'clock. This will be the last one because it's 12:50. This here is tough. You wouldn't have gotten this trade. You wouldn't have got any of this move, I don't think. Because of I don't think you'd have got any of this. Because it just kept going back and forth on you. So we'll just stop at the 12 o'clock hour. All right. I went back too far. So There were some more trades in the 2 o'clock hour, but that's where you would have made your bread and butter there. That's where you would have made your bread and butter. So let's go back and look at the trades that we had. So you had, I didn't put the, let me put the rectangle up there for you so you can see it. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades, all winners, all would have made you at least 4 or 5 points. So you could have been up 20, 30 points today and been done by 12 o'clock. This is a scalping method that utilizes trend and momentum on 2 time frames. And it is not meant to hold the trade indefinitely unless you see something on your larger time frames that are telling you this thing may go for a while. I don't get into that on this video, but I want you to understand there are a million different ways to trade. But let me assure you of something. If you don't have trend and momentum on your side, hard to win. Hard to win. And everything that I trade is trend and momentum based on price and volume. Everything I do in my trading and that I teach is based on trend and momentum, and it is based on price and based on volume. If you stay in that arena, you will be immensely successful no matter what you trade. If you want to know what the parameters is and get some training on this, what you do is you have to send me an email at support@theproperstalker.com. And we have to have a conversation, right? Because I don't give out the settings that I use online. But what I will tell you is I've been doing this trading right here for 20 plus years. I haven't deviated anything except the time frame and the time frame differential, because it works just that well. As a matter of fact, as a bonus, what I am going to do is I'm going to show you how this works no matter what you do. So let me do this. I'm going to pull up, I'm going to pull up a 30-minute and a 10-minute. Give me 1 second, let that thing, and then I'm gonna go to a completely different month. And we're gonna see where we are. Just pulling up all the data, so just give it a second here. All right. Don't have to believe anything I say. I'm gonna show it to you. It doesn't matter the time frame. You just have to realize that some of them want to be more volatile than others. But it's the same thing right here. Everything's green and green at this point on a 10-minute chart. Now you're going to be in this trade for 4 hours, but this trade right here worked. And then it worked from 72 all the way up to, I think, 570, 472, up to 600. So it doesn't matter the time frame. All that matters is you understand when trend and momentum are in your favor. That's the only thing you need to understand. When trend and momentum are in your favor and you have a confluence with the indicators, you're going to make money. Now that was yesterday, and everybody be like, "That's an anomaly." I just did that and stopped. So let's see what we got here. I can't go back that far on my 3 minutes, so I'm in my 10-minute. So let's just go back here. So let's see. It's not aligned there 100%. Maybe put to an alignment here to see if we have alignment here. This was a 30-minute trade, but at this point right here, everything is green and pointed up. And you can see you get in this trade at 55, it goes to 97, right? So you can do this on any time frame. And all I want you to understand is I'm just here to try to help you have the information. I only work with a select group of people because I'll be brutally honest with you, I am not cheap. And it's not that I'm not cheap because I'm trying to overprice it. I just know it takes a lot of time for you to be, to learn the trade the right way from the beginning to the end. And I don't just teach the trading aspect. We talk about the psychological aspect. We talk about the educational aspect. We talk about the 7 pillars. I get into all of that. You can see all that kind of stuff that I put out on social media already. And I teach you all of that to become a successful, vibrant trader, right? That being said, I'm just trying to give you as much information as I can, and hopefully something sinks in, because I'm not trying to gouge you for the information and give you any web courses and all that kind of stuff. Because if you're going to have somebody to train you to trade, you're going to need somebody to actually guide you and not just give you some videos to watch and tell you to go figure it out. That won't work. Trust me on that, right? But anyway, so with that being said, if you can just look and see what I'm talking about, I was red and red right there, gives you a pullback. You got into this trade here, and I just looked at it randomly. This trade goes from 190 to 145. And this is a very large time frame to trade intraday. So with that being said, I'm gonna be quiet and see if there are any questions from my audience.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
I know that you said we're only holding it for a few points. Is anything we're looking at? We going for 1-to-1 or just gut feeling, and we looking for it to hit the next high, low, swing low? How are we determining when to get out?
That's user discretion. The reason why I tell you that user discretion is because I don't know what a particular person's tolerance is, one. I don't know what they might be using, two. But I will tell you as a guideline, you should definitely not be looking at anything no less than 1-to-1, and then understanding what you have on a larger time frames, right?
Okay.
So to answer your question a little bit more bluntly, it depends on what your role is and what you're trying to do. You should not hold it for anything less than 1-to-1. And sometimes on these trades, they end up, because you're going with the main trend, they end up being gargantuan trades.
I understand
So,
that.
does that make sense?
You answered the question. Go at least 1-to-1.
At least 1-to-1, yes.
Yeah, that's
So good. So are there any more questions?
And then would you just kind of, I know you've probably gone over this in previous videos, but would you kindly just do us the favor to simplify 1-to-1?
Would I do what now with 1-to-1?
Would you simplify what that means, 1-to-1? Is that
Okay.
4 or 5,
Okay.
5 or 6?
I got you. So watch this. 1-to-1 is this, right? So let's do a real example. Let's go back to my original charts and use a trade that I took today. So give me 1 second as it loads. So give it 1 second here. I'm just letting it load, and we'll go over a real example that happened today in the markets for me.
while that's loading. Don't forget you can check out his YouTube channel, and he has some lessons that he's done on there that goes over a lot of the stuff he's talking about. I'm not sure if he's talked about stops yet, but check out his YouTube channel. He has a lot of information on there for you.
Mm-hmm. We're just waiting on this to load here. We're just about there. All right, so let me clarify what 1-to-1 means. All right. 1-to-1 means to entry. What does stop mean? Well, where's my stop supposed to be, Will? Where's my stop supposed to be, Crop Stalker? I'll tell you. I don't know why that goes to 12:15. Okay, there we go. So now let's do it slowly, not too fast. 1 second, Mendo. And what I'm trying to do is scroll to one of the trades that I showed you guys. So just give me a second here as I bear with me. Okay, so this is perfect, right? All right, so let's look at this trade. You're going to get in. I told you a green bar break, right? Break up a high, right? There are many ways to enter, but I like the green bar break. And then it confirms once it closes above and gives me a close above on my 3-bar reversal. Okay, so 1-to-1. 1-to-1 means that when I enter this trade, my stop on this trade is 10. Let's just use 10 because the bottom of that bar is 11. So let's just say your stop is 10. So when you get into this trade, you're going to get in at 17, 18. So let's say you get in at 18. Your stop is 10. So 1-to-1 is 8 points. That's the difference between those two. So you get in at 18, your stop is 10, that's 8 points. So now I'm looking for this thing to go from 18 to 26. So once it gets to 26, I'm going to either exit the trade or I'm going to give it some room if it's pushing, right? See how much I can get out of it, but I'm not going to take less. And once it goes up, I'm just going to put my stop at 26 and then see how far it goes up. And then if it goes up another 4 points, I might take my 1.5 and get out of the trade. So that is what I do. I'm not telling you what to do at all. I'm just telling you what I do is that's what my stop is, and that's what I mean by 1-to-1. And I'm also watching bigger time frames to verify if I'm within the bigger trend or not. Right. So this is another one. I'll show you this one that I talked about. Right. Calls and price. And if I didn't say this, because I don't know if I did, again, I'll be brutally honest, I am not a professional teacher. I just show people what I do and allow them to morph what I'm doing to their liking. But the short-term stochastic or the short-term momentum has to be against you when you get into this trade. So it has to be red. So you have to have green and green for your short-term and long-term momentum on your largest time frame, excuse me, and then you have to have the long-term green and the short-term red on your smaller time frame, and then you have a green bar break to enter the trade. Once this thing goes in your favor, it can be lights out. This was a lights out trade right here, ladies and gentlemen. Thing just kept going because it had a 6-point stop. I took the exit was. Stock was 90. Hold on. Stock was 90. The entry was 96. So you had like I said, a 6-point stop, and I just remember that one running. But anyway, want to go ahead?
Can I ask you a quick question? I know you want to get quick question, and just because you brought it up, you say the green bar break, and then you said it confirms when it closes the 3-bar reversal. Do you mind drawing the line for the 3-bar reversal so they can see it for visual?
Of course. A confirmed 3-bar reversal will be a close above. In this case, a close above this high. A 3-bar reversal is when you have a bar that has a higher high and higher low, a lower low and a lower high, and then when price closes above bar 1, because this is bar 1, this is bar 2, and this is bar 3, 4, or bar 3 right here, the one that gets above. So this is bar 3. And then when it closes above that high, then that's what you call a confirmed 3-bar reversal.
Yeah, sounds fine. I just wanted to visual on the line so that when people are looking at it again, they'll have an idea what you're talking about.
Cool.
So you enter where your mouth is at right now.
Yes. No. You
So you're
said
gonna end on the green bar break.
you'd enter where this green bar forms, and then when it breaks the high of this green bar, so you'd be entering on this bar right here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
And so
once it starts, once it starts going in your favor, and it starts making higher highs and higher lows, you're gonna be in a trade.
and my question was, so you got so all you looking for is your momentum. So all you looking for is a pullback on that smaller chart?
Right.
I mean, I see a momentum.
I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off on it. What do you mean?
I see the momentum's up and the trend's going up on that larger chart. Then the smaller chart, I know you said the long-term momentum green, the short-term momentum red, and then you just have a pullback. You got a 1 bar pullback, and then you got that green bar break. And that's how you looking for is that's it.
Yeah, that's it. But this is the thing. In this particular case, that is not a 1 bar pullback. That's a market structure because you have an inside bar right here. You have an engulfing bar right there, an outside bar right there. And I know you can't see it, but this low is lower than this bar over here. So, but you see where it tried to go down and it couldn't, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the pause, and then once it starts going back in that direction, you have a high probability of that thing just taking off on
you. Yeah.
And
so you
that's
saying
it.
that green bar is low, that red one?
Yeah, that green bar is lower than that red one. It doesn't look like it, but I promise you, by literally 1 tick.
Mm.
All right. So just for clarity, on the entry chart, the small chart, you want a market structure pullback or just a pullback?
You just want to pull back because it might not give you a market structure.
I understand that, but that short-term momentum it went from green to red. That's your pullback. And
Right.
then, so once
it does that, that's the only thing that matters.
Okay. So then you get your green bar break, you enter the trade, and if it hits, then the trade is confirmed with the 3 bar reversal. So if it closes above that, if it hits that 3 bar reversal, that line, then you should feel pretty good about your trade.
So
At that point, it's working.
Yeah, I promise you. If it does that, I guarantee you're gonna feel good about the trade because it's about to take off.
And then at that point, you hold to your 1-to-1, and at that point, it's user discretion. If you're gonna keep holding it to see what happens, you're gonna get out. But all these trades should at least go 1-to-1 for it to be considered for you before you can get out of it.
Well, yeah, or I mean, the thing is, again, you have to read the market and understand what's going on because I'm giving you a scenario where these things work. There are scenarios when they work, it might go 0.75 to 1 and then stay there for 5 bars. At that point, it's on your discretion if you want to hold on to it because there might be a telltale sign that the trade might not work, right? Because nothing's 100%. So I have to make sure I get everybody to understand in YouTube land, nothing is 100%, and I'm not guaranteeing anything, and I'm not giving you any financial advice. I am just showing you what I do. So yeah, but
And I got another question, and if it goes off, if it's too much for the particular objective of this lesson, just say so, and we can talk later, or we can do it later. Green bar break is when you want to enter, but you also say you can enter on a 3 bar reversal. From my understanding, what I've seen, the green bar break is a more aggressive entry.
Yes, green bar break is a more aggressive entry because you're going to have a bigger stop and have to go for a bigger target if you're looking for a 3 bar reversal.
All right. And this is probably going to be trader discretion, but from a recommendation point of view, well, I don't want you to recommend, but in general, if you're using the green bar break, did you go back and forth between those, depending on between a green bar break and a 3 bar reversal entry, or should you just stick to which one you want to use?
I think that's trader discretion, honestly.
Okay.
Because I can't say. Cool. It depends on the person.
That's cool. I'm just trying to trying to put together my trading strategies. So
I get you.
I'm just looking. But that's fine. And like I said, I understand the green bar break. I was just wondering about the 3 bar reversal, and I have to pay more attention to charts as we go forward, as far as which one do you always get the green bar break first, or does a 3-bar reversal sometimes happen before? So just kind of, I guess you could get it sometime depending on how hard it's pushing, but that's another story. All right.
All right. Are there any other questions, comments from anybody out in YouTube land?
Thank you so much for providing this extra information, sort of these extra tips for earning. So I really appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely, man. Only thing I'm trying to do is give people as many tools to go inside. I've given you guys a tool belt, and I put a tool or two in there. Now I'm going to start filling it up. So, I mean, there's going to be more classes like this coming down the pipeline, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you just follow, like, and subscribe, share it with your friends, and let's just keep this thing going. Today, we ended up, I think, 14 points, 13 and a half points, something like that, with our trading. One trade, it went to target. We did what we said we was going to do, and we out. So, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great.
Now, the strategy, this scalping method, this is another tool. What we were using earlier, what we've been trading live recently, has been something totally. It's not. I don't want to say totally different, but it's a different strategy, right?
Right, but that's not for this class. This class is just a two-chart scalping system. Yeah.
Now, how does this right here? Because just in general, is this something you can use when the market's in consolidation?
No, you should never trade when the market is in consolidation, in my opinion. That's just
cool. That's why I asked.
my personal.
That's fine.
That's my personal opinion.
Yeah. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that clear.
All right. Cool. Any other questions and or comments? All right. Going once. Going twice. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure. See you on the other side. Tomorrow we'll be doing it again live at about 9:30. All right. See you soon. Have a great one, guys and ladies. Bye-bye.